Okay, good morning students. Up to last class we have completed 2 units of DSP. Now we should go for the third unit, which is called implementation of discrete time systems. That means in this unit we have to analyze we have to design the internal structure of the given discrete time system. Discrete time system is a system whose produces an discrete time output for the given discrete time input. Okay, generally here we have taken two types of systems. One is FIR system, another one is IIR system. FIR system is called finite impulse response system and IIR is called infinite impulse response system. For these two systems we have to realize their internal structures. We have separate methods. Let's see one by one. First, to realize any discrete time system, we require some basic building blocks. Basic building blocks means in the entire internal structure we have those two building blocks only. Those are here we have two building blocks. One is adder, another one is delay element. Adder is used to add the given two signals. Delay elements are used to delay the given signal by number of units. By using these two building blocks, we can design any internal structure by using its differential equation. If the system is designed or defined by using differential equation, we can design easily by using those two variables. Let's see one by one. Here, structure for realization of discrete time systems is the first topic. Linear time invariant system. You know that linear time invariant, a system which obeys linearity and time invariant principle, is called linear time invariant system, which is generally characterized by a constant differential equation. That means any LTI system can be represented by a characteristic equation that is called differential equation. From this differential equation, we can design its internal structure. Let's see. Certainly, this equation 9.1.1 is the characteristic or differential equation of any LTI system. Generalized. Y of n is equal to minus k equal to 1. Summation k equal to 1 to n ak y of n minus k plus summation k equal to 0 to m bk x of n minus k. If we apply Z transform on that equation, we get y of z is equal to minus summation k equal to 1 to n ak y of z into z power minus k plus summation k equal to 0 to m bk x of z into z power minus k. If we take y of z term onto left hand side, we get y of z. If we take common, we get 1 plus summation k equal to 1 to n ak y z power minus k. Here in right hand side term we have summation k equal to 0 to m bk z power minus k into x of k. You know that transfer function of any system should be represented as defined as a ratio of output response to input response. Therefore, h of z equal to y of z by h of x of z. If we get this equation, h of z equal to summation k equal to 0 to m bk z power minus k by 1 plus summation k equal to 1 to n ak z power minus k. Just look at that from 9.1.1 by applying Z transform and take y of z, all y of z terms into left hand side and x of z terms into right hand side, and from the definition of system transfer function h of z we get this equation 9.1.2. This h of z equation is very important to design the any internal realization of the given system where ak and bk are the constants. We obtain poles and zeros from system function. How, sir? The roots of the numerator polynomial is called poles. The roots of the denominator polynomials is called zeros. You know that which root will set given transfer function as 0 is called zeros. Which root will set given transfer function as an infinity is called pole. That's why numerator roots are poles, denominator roots are zeros, which depends on choice of the system parameters ak and bk, where ak and bk are the constants, which determines the frequency response of a system. That means from the transfer function we can find out the frequency response of a system. Major factors that influence the choice of realization. That means we have FIR, I said FIR and IIR system realization. In FIR also we have different methods. In IIR also we have different methods. Which is the best one? Based on these three parameters. First one is computational complexity. Second one is memory requirement. Third one is finite word length. Computational complexity is which is the complex in nature, internal realization. And memory requirements, how much memory is required for each and every realization concept. And finite word length, how much length is required. Based on these three parameters, we can decide which type of realization technique is used to design the internal structure of FIR and IIR systems. Okay, that means for FIR systems we have different type of realization like direct form one, cascade, linear phase. We have separate type of realization techniques. In these three, which one we have to use? For that, these three parameters are very important: computational complexity, memory requirements, and finite word length are the three parameters which will influence the choice of which type of the realization technique. Okay. So coming to the structures for FIR system, I said FIR system is a discrete time system which has finite impulse response. Okay, that's why in general FIR system described by the given differential equation. It doesn't have a zeros concept here. Y of n is equal to summation k equal to 0 to m minus 1 bk x of n minus k. Okay, that's a differential equation for FIR system. If we apply Z transform on both sides, what we get? Y of z equal to summation k equal to 0 to m minus 1 bk x of z into z power minus k. If I take x of z to LHS side, y of z by x of z is called transfer function. H of z equal to summation k equal to 0 to m minus 1 bk z power minus k. Okay, this is the transfer function for FIR system. This is the differential equation format for FIR systems. By using these two, we can design its internal structure. So, unit sample response for FIR system is identical to the coefficients bk, that is h of n is equal to bn. That means, you know that unit step means u of n equal to 1 for greater than or equal to 0. Here also same concept, h of n equal to bn. Okay, there are several methods to realize the FIR systems. What are those? These are the different type of methods which we have used to realize the FIR system. One is direct form realization, linear phase realization, cascade form realization. Just note down, these three realizations are very important one. In these three, which one we have to use in the practical versions, not in theoretical. In theoretical, we have studied each and every one, no problem. In practical, which is the important one, is based on those three choices. In these three realization, which is the least complexity, computational complexity, which has least memory requirements, and which has finite word length. These three parameters are very important to realize which type of realization we require to realize the FIR systems. Okay, so first one is direct form realization, second one is linear phase realization, and third one is cascade form realization. For these three realization, we should go for the next class. In next class, we will see what is about direct form, what is about linear phase, and what is about cascade. Note down, very important one, in all these realization we use only three building blocks. One is adder, to add the given two signals. Another one is multiplier, that's a scalar multiplier which is used to multiply the given signal with some constant. And next one is delay element. Delay element is used to delay the given signal. These three are the basic building blocks. In the given structure we have only these three elements, no other elements. Okay, in the next class we will see about direct form realization technique. Thank you.